Alright guys, Scrappy again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. A massive array of matches coming up this weekend. Scump is also back on Call of Duty, carrying ZooMaa hard in ranked last night, then dropping him on his neck and causing a fair bit of drama, especially with people suggesting that if Scump's playing like this, maybe his playing days should not be over just yet. Plenty to get into today. Very much into your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Sensational clip here to start out the video. Starting also with this. 3 years ago, yesterday now, was the date on which OpTic won Major 1. All those years ago in Vanguard, a season which started so promisingly, of course, when iLLeY was on that roster at the time with Shotzzy, Scump and Dashy, of course, iLLeY on the team. Then everything changed, right, when the injury happens. But yeah, Scump's scene of his last ever win in competitive Call of Duty, unless you want to count, you know, the legacy match or whatever happened for OpTic this most recent off-season where he had like a 2 KD against OpTic Texas. Dashy was the MVP of the tournament. I think his 1.06 KD was in the grand finals, but he had a great KD over the course of the event. And it looked like, after that result, things may have been very good for OpTic that season, and of course, the rest is history on that one. Now, speaking of iLLeY, he didn't have the best time in the Elite, really, because both Omit teams ended up playing each other. Brooklyn, that's Fellows' team, they took the win. So it looks like Fellow not into the league yet, although, gotta be said, it's not an impossibility that teams make some changes. Probably not after this weekend. Like, at this point, the minor happened last weekend. If teams weren't making changes going into this weekend, it's unlikely they're going to make moves after, unless you're like Gentlemate. I feel like they're an org that still might, but if they were going to, I guess they would have done it probably for this weekend, because after this weekend, there's one more weekend of matches, and then it goes to the major, right, in Dallas. That's very exciting. But yeah, Cap, Craze, Fellow, and Rex, they took him down 3-0. And iLLeY's team with Brack, Johnny, and Standy, they drop out of there, right? iLLeY with a 0.78 KD to close out the tournament. And then the Brooklyn team got knocked out by YFP Gaming, which is Cruz, Dak, and Wiz. So, you know, it's not like they made a massive run in the tournament either. So not really a great look. There was also a bit of drama going on in challenges as well, because you guys might remember the Stallions, right? So the Stallions had Encourage on the team. The guys that were with him decided to drop him. ZooMaa wasn't very happy about that and decided to blow up the program because, understandably, he told those guys, look, if you want to make a roster change, consult me first on what we're going to do here. They made the change behind his back. He wasn't very happy about it. Encourage, obviously, you know, maybe is getting good PR compared to his actual success in challenges as of late, but still it's been a talking point. And all of those guys, Lurks, Abe, and Merc, then get dropped, basically. They're free agents again. I think they went to team with Arcetes, and that's clearly not gone to plan. So a bit of drama there. But as iLLeY says, GG's to everyone we played out of the Elite, played terrible COD, gotta lock in for Major 2 and going forwards, right? Tricky time for iLLeY, just because, as I said a couple of times now, it was only a couple of weeks ago that OpTic lost to Ravens. iLLeY was tweeting out, yo, like, get me back in. And look, we've just mentioned a couple of minutes ago the success that iLLeY had with OpTic back in the day. But times have changed, and getting iLLeY back in seems more doubtful than ever at this point. But he does says we'll be streaming everything moving forwards. Going to be a long journey to get back where I want to be, but we're here for it. Time to lock in, he says. So, you know, if there's any time to lock in, now is the crucial moment. Because the Elite, okay, it's not ideal, but if you can go to the Dallas Challengers LAN and win it, that's a very different story. At the end of the day, the teams tend to look at, okay, who's looking best online, but certainly who wins the Challengers LANs. When everyone's there in the same building, that's what usually tends to matter. Now, big games coming up this weekend. Same is true for Surge. That's the pick of the bunch tonight. Surge versus Thieves, another rematch of what we saw in the grand finals of Minor 2 just a few days ago. Rambo was talking about Neptune, saying that we're, you know, riding an early high since he joined the team. His skill set and fast pace have freed up the rest of the team, especially the AR players. That's a pretty interesting assessment, really, because, you know, when Hook came into OpTic, it didn't seem like it was working perfectly for them, but in terms of like wins, they were actually delivering, right? Whereas that's not the case at the moment. The focus is now on using these few weeks before Major 2 to improve our map pool to give ourselves the best chance at taking it home. So, you know, Rambo, they're shooting for the moon, right? Like, you know, and I like this attitude. Obviously, they're not satisfied with being 4th or 3rd, or, you know, top 6 or whatever. Like last year, Surge towards the end of the season were pretty impressive. You know, they were in that kind of top 6, top 4 discussion. Maybe they could have gone further than they did right at the end of the year. This year, though, they're in a nice spot, and here's Neptune locking in, seemingly, for the rest of the weekends. Now, before we get to the matches, gotta share a couple of entertaining clips here. So Scump has not been playing all that much COD as of late, and I understand it, the game's a bit of a mess. Scump knows that full well. But he did decide to hop on, play some ranked, and he was teaming up here with ZooMaa. And, well, this was a Vault hardpoint which went down to the wire. It looked like Scump and ZooMaa's team were gonna lose, but actually Scump went massive when it mattered towards the end of this game, clutched up big time, still gave them the chance to potentially win, and then eventually took it home. So I'll share the full clip, of course, from Scump's POV, but the talking point initially for ZooMaa's side was that Scump was at the top of the leaderboard, he was putting in serious work, and ZooMaa was not necessarily. Shortly after this, it was in a position where Scump wasn't going to do that anymore, and ZooMaa and Scump parted ways for the evening. ZooMaa went on to continue playing by himself, and there was obviously a fair bit of talk about it. The bigger talk that I saw, certainly in the comment section of this tweet and elsewhere, was like, Scump's kind of cooking, right? Like, look at him go. Look at the passion that Scump's bringing to the table. Maybe OpTic might need something like that back in their starting lineup.
He's front.
One shot, one in the back. Oh, hell no. One's deep back.
They don't win off. Wait.
They don't win it. No, they don't.
Yeah, we got to fight this, though.
Yeah, we do.
Post left G, post left G.
Chase got me. Mid. Wow,
Man, nice.
Oh, the guy's one shot. Nice.
dude. Good shit. That's two.
This guy's pre-firing hill,
He's
bro.
popping one time.
God, he's pre-firing. I'm dead.
I mean, any contest time's good if we can.
This is sick.
The best I can do.
He's pre-firing
Shout
inside
out,
there.
Give me that right, weak.
He's in the corner. E-boss.
Get news,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
go crazy.
Yo,
He's gonna be mid
Beacon, dead.
Nice.
I got three.
Nice.
Nice.
I got time.
Good time.
Sit down. I'm staying there. You on me?
I'm dead.
Nice.
I might flip him. I think I flipped too.
Yeah, they're pinching. Yeah.
Yeah, cat steps.
I'm stunned.
Cat steps, stuck him.
That's
Two-piece.
That's two. We're missing. Last guy cheater.
He's on me time.
Okay, trade. I got him.
Nice.
Nice, they
I
should
don't
be
know
on
where
me.
to spawn now.
All spawn on me, all on me. Whole team. They're going.
Here.
Yo, one more on me.
Nice. Another one.
He went
He's
beacon.
going right.
Wait, I think he 08.
No, you guys are both looking at it. Someone look at you. Double good time.
I got it.
This guy. Big trade. Nice.
Behind us.
Oh my god, these guys.
Oh! I don't even know what the fuck just happened, bro. Scumpy just went fucking crazy.
Come on!
Fuck!
Fucking
ZooMaa zero rings.
You're just a little uneducated. That's all it is.
What?
You know what I mean?
Get ZooMaa 0 rings in here, bro.
Bro, I don't want, dude. Do not
just
bring
make you host,
zero.
go.
Do not bring ZooMaa 0 rings.
that
in here,
guy's
bro.
terrible.
That guy is
terrible.
fucking horrible. Run the game, dude.
God damn, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Run the fucking game.
What do you mean I'm uncultured? Yo, Tom, Scump played one game with you and said, nah, I'm out. If that's how he's shooting, I'm out. Like, think about that, bro.
Charlie,
Like, I
that's
need you to-
how Scump felt is how I feel playing with you every game. I gotta fucking carry your bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro.
I'll 1v1 you, Tom. Honestly, after the last game, bro, I feel like I could win in a 1v1.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. You're not even worth my time, bro.
Yeah, I heard that. Last time you said that to a kid, he almost beat you into the game after you went up 1.
Brother,
there's two top plat.
you're an industry plant.
Okay. Heard that.
Brother, you're just an industry plant, bro. That's all you are, dude.
Yep. Keep telling yourself that.
You're an industry plant degenerate, bro.
Yep. And you shit down your leg in front of the best Call of Duty player of all time. So.
Brother, Chelly, that you just sound fucking retarded saying that because you don't know ball, like you don't know history, like you're embarrassing yourself more saying that because you just don't know you don't know ball, bro.
You're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you prove to everybody that you just don't know fucking ball.
Yep. Let him know.
Like watch this shit.
If we take Dynasty out of the picture, this is the most talented team we have ever had, and we're also the worst team that we've ever had.
Doesn't make any sense.
So the good thing about this is that, cool, you got one out of the way. We're the worst team that has ever played for OpTic. so now,
this is a good guess. Like,
I don't know the world.
You can't get any worse. You can't get any worse.
Let me finish. But now,
but you have a ring.
But now, let me finish. You guys are the worst team that OpTic has ever had. But now you have the opportunity.
He just keeps going.
Well, because I keep getting interrupted.
Sorry.
So, 1, you're the worst team that OpTic has ever had. But 2, you still have the opportunity to be the best Call of Duty team that OpTic has ever had.
Ooh.
Okay? that's still in the future.
Okay.
Including Dynasty at that
Still a
point.
chance.
So I thought it was all rather entertaining, but of course for this weekend there certainly are some serious storylines to discuss on the OpTic side. And look, you guys say, oh, I can't believe you keep talking about OpTic, but it's like, it is the story right now. And there are other interesting stories around the CDL as well. But the world champions are currently 8th in the league, going into their home major potentially as the last seed. It is the story, and it's frankly what people want to talk about as well. So this is Pred with the aims, and well, it has raised some questions as to whether we could see some sort of role swap or something like that. I've been a proponent of this idea now for some time. And it's not like Pred can't use the AR effectively. I think his playstyle actually lends itself quite nicely to it. There is always a bit of a debate to say, okay, well, do you want to put your best, most talented players on the SMG? Because typically it's the harder role. Sure, but in this game, is it really the harder role? I think that's the question. It's been a talking point for the last couple of years. You're not going to put... Like, are you going to put Shotzzy on the flex, even if you could? Probably not, just because his movement and his skill, it just fits playing with the SMG much better. Simp could be a devastatingly effective flex player, second AR. If FaZe secured what they were maybe looking for a couple of years ago and getting Shotzzy into their team, God forbid, an SMG lineup of aBeZy and Shotzzy with Simp as the flex and Cellium as the main AR, that's, you know, a thought process that FaZe have had at times. And that would mean Simp to the flex. Now, if you have Shotzzy coming in, then sure. And I don't imagine Simp would be anything less than a generational player on that second AR role. And he can use the AR very effectively. But Simp is Simp. You probably want him on the sub. Certainly, historically speaking, that tends to be true. Whereas on this game... the SMGs and the way that the maps are designed and the way that the movement mechanics are, maybe the SMGs have it easier at times than the ARs right now. So maybe there's an argument to say Pred to the flex could make a fair bit of sense. At least something that could be worth a try. We'll see if OpTic actually do it. Obviously, Hex was giving his thoughts to the OpTic guys as well, saying that, you know, this is the most talented team outside of the Dynasty that they have ever put together. But right now, they're the worst team that OpTic's ever had. And, you know, what can Dashy do other than kind of laugh about it? Because... it's like, you know, you've got to cope with the difficulty somehow. And yeah, Hex was definitely making this point very clear to Dashy that they're not looking especially good at the moment. They've got to turn it around very quickly because... I mean, I've seen OpTic fans on OpTic's, I think, subreddit, they're saying, man, you know, $400 for this weekend ticket to go to the Major 2 in Dallas. Like, I don't really want to go to just see OpTic get bounced out on Friday and not even get to watch my favourite team on the weekends. You know, it is affecting things, right? OpTic, they want to go to their home major as potentially the favourites. Now, look, last year's World Championship, OpTic had just come off the top 12 finish at the previous tournament. They went on to win the entire thing. But when they were coming top 12 and losing all those series in Major 4, they weren't getting body slammed, right? So, you know, I understand why OpTic fans are concerned. But let's talk about the matches for the weekend, because these are the season standings. We know that OpTic currently sitting in 8th place, and it's a big weekend for them. Major 2 qualifiers, though, currently look like this. These are the present standings. So as it stands, the 4 teams starting in losers will be Falcons, of course, Gentlemate, Miami, and OpTic Texas. Now, OpTic are 0-9 map count. The 8th seed right now is 6-9. That's Toronto. Miami are 5-6. They've only played like a couple of series though, and they've only won 1 series in there. But and Gentlemate are 3-9. So for OpTic to overhaul, I mean, firstly, if they got to 4 series wins, that would be enough. But even if OpTic were to get to, let's say, 3 series wins and they were to go 3-4, you know, the 3-1 teams currently, look at this, 9-4 map count from Rocker, 11-3 map count from Cloud9, you know, Ravens are 7-6, Boston are 8-9. So, you know, there's some pretty decent map counts going on here generally. But if OpTic do end up, let's say, tying Toronto, the series on Sunday is very important because that, I imagine, would determine the head-to-head between who gets the advantage and who doesn't. The reality is they've got to start winning a couple of series, and it potentially starts tomorrow. These are the games of the weekends. As I say, OpTic play Heretics, last game tomorrow, and then they play, of course, Toronto, the 3rd game on Sunday. Now, they played Miami, first game of the Major with Hook, and they lost, of course, another loss to that franchise. They played Toronto last weekend and they got 3-0'd. But Dashy was playing well and the final couple of maps in that series were pretty competitive. This evening, however, these are the 3 games. We have the rematch, Surge versus Thieves. It's a pretty banger game of aBeZy. The, reigning champions from Minor 2 versus the team that nearly beat them in the grand finals. Surge, looking back on that series, a couple of maps maybe they could have won in there. Search and Destroys, for example, but Thieves' Search was better. This, of course, best of 5, not a best of 7. I think Thieves should be the favourites, obviously. Surge have literally just said that they're going to be at least thinking about their map pool. But I think for Surge and for Thieves, these series, these grueling series, gritty Game 7, difficult series, that will be, like iron sharpens iron, right, or whatever they say. So I think it will be helping both of those teams getting great reps in at that level of competition. And maybe tonight is going to be a similar story. But with Thieves' Search and Destroy effectively winning them, the Minor, tonight you'd imagine potentially a similar story. So Thieves in 5 I'll go for, but I think it's going to be very interesting. Ultra versus Falcons probably shouldn't need too much discussion. And then Cloud9 versus Gentomate. So the first series is a question mark. Thieves are going to be the favourites though. The other 2 series, there is a clear favourite. C9 Gentomate is interesting enough to me because New York have looked really good online over the last couple of weeks. But they turned up to the Minor and they did well, but maybe not quite as well as I thought that they might do, right? They played Thieves and they kind of got crushed the final 3 maps, although the map 1 hardpoint was very impressive, and that Thieves team looks like, the best or, very close to the best in the game right now with FaZe, and Gentomates looked pretty lost, and I'm not exactly convinced their Search and Destroy's got much better, so that could be an interesting series. New York should be clear favourites. If New York come out and 3-0 them, then it really is chalked for Gentomates, and they've, spent another week without making a roster change for seemingly not a great reason. But very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.